I would like to put myself up to a challenge with that video. I will try to shoot and produce and edit this video within 1 hour. I have no idea whether I'll manage. We'll see about that. Let's go. This video is simply about how a creator uses the tools they have available to tell the story they want to bring across in a more appealing way, but without having the skills of a motion designer or being able to do some fancy animation. And I'll show you what I mean. So for this first effect, I will simply make a new folder. Oh, this is what my screen actually looks like. Oh, I didn't expect that. Okay, new folder. Already 3.5 minutes into my time. Okay, that's a pretty cool effect that I've seen watching a documentary yesterday that we can use as like the title for a chapter in your video. The mouse is moving to that folder, double clicking that folder. Boom. Easy. So the first one is you create a folder, you give it a name, and you double click the folder and you use this double click as the intro to your next chapter. Now, another thing that I've seen yesterday, which I really liked in the documentary, was to use a text edit window simply to show some text, simply to show like names or descriptions, which I never thought of before, but of course is super simple and super easy. Speaking of super simple and super easy, I am right now already into editing and I only have 10 minutes left, so maybe I won't be able to finish the whole thing in 60 minutes, but I will let you know. And now, whatever you wanna show, whatever you wanna make, you simply just write. I like this one very I like this one very much. Super simple, super easy to use. You don't need any animation tool. You can even use this with something like iMovie, so you don't even need a very expensive editing software. And this is the chapter about use what you have available. How are we in time actually? I got 10 minutes already. Use what you have available. And something that many creators use, something that I actually like to use, and it's super simple for visualization, is to use pen and paper. It sounds easy and it sounds so straightforward, but still very few people do it because they try to do animations digitally. For whatever you want to show, use pen and paper if you have it available. And you see, the best thing about it is, in terms of storytelling, you can use this writing on paper or doing something with the paper already as an element to complete your story. Because if you want to tell a story with video, you need movement in the video. And super clever animations like animated text is never as cool to watch as somebody doing something in a video. All right, let's have a look at the time, check the time. The clock is ticking. Now the second element that I like to use in my videos, which isn't as easy to produce like the first ones, but it's a lot of fun to produce, is to create an actual dialogue. Well, if it's only you talking on a video, that of course isn't as easy, but if you can make it that somebody else is talking in the video, and that can also be you, then it's super fun to watch. And the first one I'm gonna show to you is something that I have pre-produced, something that I have done in my studio, an effect that you might have seen with creators like Peter McKinnon.
Das ist ein Livestream. Ja. Kannst du bitte woanders hingehen? Das dauert nicht mehr alles. Okay, da schauen gerade 100 Leute live.
It's in fact not so complicated if you know what you're doing, but it takes a bit of acting, it takes a bit of practicing. So cloning yourself is the first option, how you can create an actual dialogue. And the second one that I would like to recommend to you, which is a bit easier to do, but also takes a lot of practicing. And actually, I'm trying this here right now for the first time. I've seen it in a video by Jack Conte. And for that, you need to have your first part of the dialogue already recorded, which you will then put onto the screen and into your editing software. That sounds easy. I don't think it's that hard, actually. Now, well, what do you think? That's a pretty cool effect, don't you think? I think so too. And then, of course, you can keep on talking with yourself, discussing a matter, and then spicing up the whole video, because it will be a complete dialogue. Wait, before I continue, I need to check the time again. For the third one, you will need your computer again. I used this before in a video where I talked to my voice assistant. Hey, Chatty.
Hi, Ben. Did I not tell you to not call me that?
Okay, yeah. Do you have a moment?
For you. Always, Ben.
In any text editing software on a Mac, you can simply mark the text, highlight the text you want to be read to you. Then you go on edit, and then you will have something like voice reading, voice activation. It's in German, that's why it looks like that.
Create a dialogue with yourself with a computer. Read to you. Clone yourself.
Now, this was just read to me what you've seen here on the screen, but in the video, if you watch it, you will see that I have actually used it, and I've come up with a storyline, but I used it to talk to me. I didn't invent this. I saw that first on a YouTube channel, which is called Make Art Now, a channel that I really recommend to you. If you don't know it, if you haven't seen it, you need to subscribe. That's the second chapter. Use dialogue to spice up the video. Have somebody talk to you. If you don't have another person, that can also be yourself. If you don't want to do that, or that's too complicated, you can use your computer to read to you and tell you what to do. All right, I'm about 20 minutes into that video. I think I have time to make myself a coffee. Okay, while my coffee is brewing, this one is called Perspectives and Motion. So it's not as straightforward as the two chapters before. If you are a fan of creators like Jack Conte or Casey Neistat or the like, or even Peter McKinnon, then you have seen these things thousands and thousands of times, I'm sure. But I hardly see them explained anywhere. But recently I saw a video actually by Jack Conte, and maybe you know this. This is where he asks Casey Neistat to talk to him. It's about 5 years old. It's pretty cool. And there was one scene where he's taking something out of his backpack, which then in the end is a plane ticket. But the way he's moving towards his backpack, synchronized with music, makes it really exciting and somehow builds tension. What's gonna be in the backpack? What's gonna be in the backpack? And see, I tried to combine two things now here really quick, both the perspectives and motion, simply because I only have 33 minutes left to finish this video, and I still need to edit, and I still have to do something about the dialogue. So first of all, motion. Move towards and or away from object. This will change the way that people watch your videos, that will create tension, that will give people a sense of scale and a sense of where you are. When I got the coffee mug out of the cupboard before, I was only holding the camera in my hand. Let's see if we can make that tiny little thing a bit more exciting. You see, that took me a few minutes now, of course, but I think it changes the whole dynamic of the video. Of course, ideally you can also support this with music. And I don't know, I only have 28 minutes left. If until the end of time, I'll be able to also edit it to the right beat. Here you go. This is my advice. These are my 3 tips if you want to create better videos and better storytelling without any fancy animation skills. I think you can do it that way. Okay, so now it's 27 minutes left and I will start with the editing. And don't forget, I also still need to do the dialogue. There's one thing missing. Okay, now for full transparency, I'm at the end of the video and the timer went off, of course, during my editing, and then I started a stopwatch, and the stopwatch now is showing 1 hour and 7 minutes, meaning that I took an extra 1 hour for the editing than I expected. Well, I kind of was expecting it, but those were my main tips at the moment, or the effects that I like to use. They're easy to do without any massive skills. I think I need to practice all of them, but hey, here you go. Have fun doing them.